Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about what it's like to work with a realtor as a wholesaler. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jeremy Beeland. I have built multiple seven-figure markets and have generated almost 8 figures in gross revenue since I started my wholesaling journey back in 2017. So today I really want to talk about one of the things that I really think is a really good marketing source for wholesalers that isn't really used all that often, and that's working with a realtor. What's great about working with a realtor is it's relatively free marketing. And who doesn't love free marketing, right? So working with a realtor is a great way to generate leads. Now, listen, it's unlikely to be very scalable and consistent. It's more of an additional marketing stream. But if you're just getting started, it's definitely a marketing channel that can help generate some leads. And as you continue to grow and have multiple marketing channels, this should be one of the marketing channels that you use pretty consistently to bring additional leads. Now, you may only get a handful of leads per year with the result of this, but it can bring you some big, big deals. So how does it work with a realtor? Well, realtors like us are looking for properties to sell, right? And or properties to find for their buyers. So when they're doing this, a lot of realtors are canvassing areas that have marketing materials that go out like direct mail. They cold call, they door knock, do a lot of the things that we do in the off-market acquisition field as well. So what is great is that you can leverage their ability to reach more people than you can. And they're going to go out and they're going to talk to people that don't fit the traditional box of listing with a realtor. Now, this house may need a lot of work to fix up. It could be a hoarder house. There could be some kind of distress that needs an urgent sale. The realtors come across these deals all the time, or these situations all the time. But a lot of realtors don't understand that this is an opportunity for them to make money. A lot of times realtors just be like, well, this isn't what I do, right? I can't list this house because it has too much junk in it. I can't list this house because this person needs to close this house in 20 days, 30 days, 45 days. I may need more time than that to identify a buyer. Or this house needs a lot of repairs and the seller is unwilling to do the repairs prior to listing. And they don't want to show a house that won't sell. For them, it's putting in a lot of money and effort into a property that's not going to generate revenue, right? These people need a sale. So when the realtors are out talking to these people and they know about you, and we'll talk about this in a second, if they know about another way of, capitalizing from these properties from, a financial aspect, then it creates an opportunity for you. So they're out canvassing, right? Mailing, marketing, door knocking, cold calling. They come across these deals. Rather than list it, they can say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I don't think this is a property that would make sense to list traditionally because of your reasons, but I know a buyer that will help you and close on this property in your timeline. They'll take it as is. There's no contingencies. We can get this deal done and I can help you. I know a guy, right? So that's kind of how it works. And what we call it is a pocket listing. So it's a property that is for sale, but is not on the MLS. It's not actively listed, but your realtors can find these. Your local brokers can find these. So your realtors are out, they find this property. Now, not all realtors are going to, jump on this opportunity as I spoke about. Unfortunately for realtors, they sometimes have a very closed mindset, like the rest of us, right? They have this is what they know. Everything fits in this little box. Outside of this little box, they just sometimes can't wrap their head around that. So for you as a wholesaler, you need to identify the right realtor or right realtors that are investor friendly. So they're the ones that understand that there is these type of properties that work really well for investors, and there's a lot of opportunity for them to make money in this process as well. And let's face it, that's what everybody's motivated here, especially with realtors. Obviously they want to help people, but they want to make money. You need to spend a little time and effort saying to these realtors and introducing yourself, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor, My name's Jeremy. I'm a local house buyer. I'm looking for these type of properties that are distressed, have a lot of junk, sellers that need to sell quickly, houses that need to be sold as is. Now, I understand that these houses aren't your traditional listing type house. This isn't the type of house where your everyday homeowner is going to look to buy these houses, right? But I'm looking for these houses. So when you're out and about coming across properties like you do all the time, if you come across a property like this, you and I can work together and you can make money and I can make money and we can help each other rather than you just skipping past this house saying this doesn't fit my box, right? My typical scenario of houses that I list or I bring to buyers, I am just going to move on. Well, now you've come across this house, you can actually help that seller make money and help me, and I can make money and we can make it a win-win. And this is how it works best for you, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor. You can represent them as the listing agent so you can get a commission selling their house. And then you can represent me as the buying agent and I'll pay you a commission for bringing it to the table. So you're going to get a listing commission, you're going to bring the buyer commission together, and you're going to double end these commissions. You're going to be in control of the seller and the buyer on this one deal, which means you don't have to do any showings, which means you don't have to do a lot of work. I am your go-to person to get this deal done. We just need to get it done at a number that makes sense for everybody. If we could do that, I'm going to make this a very easy process for you, a very seamless process. And when you're going out and around, you're going to come across a handful of these houses a year. And guess what? Now you can make money off of it with very little effort, and I can be that person. So let's get these deals done. You double end your commissions. I get my next project. So that's how it works from a realtor's perspective, right? That's what's in it for them. They can double end their commissions. Not only are they just getting the listing commission, they're getting the listing commission and the buying commission, right? The double the commission. So they can get like 4% on the sale now. And this is on a sale that they probably wouldn't even have done anything to begin with anyway, right? So they've turned zero not only into 2%, but to 4%. And you could be the go-to buyer that makes this super simple and easy for them rather than them having to do constant showings, bring buyers through, deal with financing and appraisals and title companies and attorneys and inspections and concessions and all this stuff that brings up a lot of headaches and drags these properties and deals down. They don't have to worry about any of that. You're just like, let's go. I want to buy it. Let's rock and roll. Now, if you're a wholesaler, obviously you're not going to buy it. That's okay. And you should be transparent with this realtor and the seller about what your exit strategy is. I'm not going to buy this, but I have all these other buyers that I work with. I'm going to bring it to them. They're going to pay me an assignment fee, all right? And out of that assignment fee, realtor, I am going to take my commission, right? The assignment fee, my commission, and then I am going to pay you all of your commissions out of that. That's how it works. So the end buyer is still going to pay both sides of the closing costs if you're paying all the closing costs, which we typically do in this industry. So you find the contract, it's a signable contract, the realtor brings you the deal, right? So the realtor brings you a deal, you sign a purchase sales agreement, you're going to go bring this to your cash buyer. Cash buyer is going to pay you $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 more, right? And out of that assignment fee, you're going to now pay the negotiated commission rate on the sale of the price. So if it's a $100,000 home that you're purchasing and it's a 4% commission rate to the realtor, you're going to pay them $4,000. So let's just say it's a $25,000 assignment fee. You got a deal property under contract for $100. You're going to sell it to your cash buyer for $125. That's $25,000. You're going to pay $4,000 out of that $25,000 in commissions to the realtor, and you're going to keep $21,000. The buyer is going to pay both sides of the closing costs on top of the $125,000 to purchase this deal. So you can get yourself $21,000 for zero marketing spend and just spending some time and effort building relationships with realtors. Now, does a realtor want to only make $4,000 when you make $21,000? Sometimes they don't. A lot of times they don't care because, again, they're making $4,000 on a deal they weren't going to make anyway, right? So now, if you can, create this situation where they're doing this multiple times a year, now they could do 4, 5, 6 deals and make an extra 20, 30 grand a year, which is good money. Don't forget, 20, 30K is good money for houses that they weren't even going to sell at all. Now, if you're talking houses in the 200 to 300,000 price point, I mean, these people can make really good money sending you deals that they weren't going to make any money on at all. This is how it works for the realtors, how it works for you, it's how it works for signing it, right? It works for everybody. Now, when you're talking to a realtor, this is a win-win-win for everybody. It's a win for the seller because the seller needs help, right? They're distressed for some reason. They're facing foreclosure. They inherited a house that they don't want. The house needs a lot of work and they can't afford to fix it up. It's vacant and it needs work. It could be facing tax delinquency. It may have a ton of code violations on it. It may be a situation where the person needs to sell in a couple weeks because they have to relocate. Whatever it is, right? Or it has a ton of stuff in it that needs to be left behind. Whatever that is, that seller needs to get the house sold and needs help selling it under those requirements. And a lot of those requirements would never work on a traditional MLS sale. So that's a win. It helps the seller. The realtor is now out and about finding these properties and now capitalizing them from with making money and making commissions on deals that they would never make on their own. So now they're turning nothing into something. So now the realtor's winning. The seller selling the house so they need to sell, and they haven't found about you because for some reason they don't know about cash buyers. It was a realtor that helped them. All they know is about a realtor, and that was just the way the lead came to fruition. So the seller wins. The realtor wins, or the broker wins, because they are now making money on a deal that they would never make money on. And guess who else wins? You. All three, right? Everybody wins. You win because you got a deal and you know how to take this deal and get it done because you have built all these cash buyers and you know how to move off market acquisition deals. Now, will a realtor maybe do this with somebody else down the road? Maybe, right? Once they figure it all out, they may decide to try to make more money on their own, but don't have a scarcity mindset because for every realtor that does that, there's 2 or 3 realtors that are willing to work with you. And a lot of times they don't want to burn the bridges because as they see you continue to grow, they want to invest in this relationship because there's going to come opportunity as you grow with your off-market acquisitions, especially if you're only wholesaling, that eventually you're going to want to start wholetailing, flipping, right? And having all these other properties that you can use a realtor for. And you can foster this relationship from both sides so it mutually benefits everybody to work together long term. That's kind of how it works, guys. I hope this video was very informative for you. It's a low cost to find deals in this industry. So next best steps for you, I would start going on Facebook and reaching out to all the local realtors groups, Facebook groups, and ask if any of them are investor friendly and start having conversations with them. Anytime you see a flipped house that's for sale, or you see a house that is like a distressed house that's listed for some reason, call those realtors and start saying, hey, these are the type of houses I'm looking for. Can we work together? You're going to get some no's just like anything else. But there's some yeses in there. And every no you get is another no closer to a yes. So you got to just keep moving on, right? It's a numbers game like anything else in this industry. Just keep working through the realtors. You keep finding them. And then consistently do this with realtors. Realtors come and go like anything else, right? We've seen a lot of realtors that came in the last few years. The interest rates came in, and a lot of realtors left because they didn't have what it took to be successful under those circumstances in this industry. So the people always evolving, coming and going. Your local real estate associations, your local real estate meetups, these are all great places. And if you really want to, go to all the local brokerages and bring coffee and donuts and give a presentation. Call them up, say, hey, listen, I want to introduce myself on what we do. I am going to bring coffee and donuts. I need a half an hour to just explain how everybody can make money working with me. That's it, guys. That's all it takes. Hey, guys, I hope you found that video informative. I try really hard to bring value with each video. If you thought you got some great value out of this, I please recommend that you like this video. That'll help feed the algorithm. Subscribe to my channel as I do more videos. Obviously, you want to be notified of these videos that I'm doing to bring you value so you can make more money in off-market acquisitions. And speaking of off-market acquisitions, I am an expert in that field. If you're looking to up your game of off-market acquisitions, well, then I suggest you click the link below. This link is a way to sell you something, which is our coaching program. But our coaching program is great at teaching people how to do more deals, bigger deals with less cancellations when it comes to off-market acquisitions. If that doesn't interest you, totally cool. Just like it, subscribe, see more videos, and continue to learn this way. See you guys.